So, hello.
Hi,
What's your name?
I'm Arianna.
Aliana.
Yes.
And are you traveling here?
Yes, I'm traveling with my mom.
Okay, okay. It's your mom.
Yes.
Why did you come to Japan?
I'm curious about the culture, the food, and I was planning to come since before COVID. So now that it's open, we came right away.
Okay, but why did you choose to Japan? Because many countries to travel to.
Mostly because of the strong culture and the landscapes and the food. So it's like very unique. So I was curious to get to see it like very close. Like it's very different from Italy, and it's. I was very curious about Japan in particular for its culture.
Mhm. Which city of Italy are you from?
It's not famous. It's in the south.
South,
Yeah.
like Genova.
No, that's in the north.
Uh,
Yeah. No, no worries.
Sicily, Sicily,
No, that's on the other side. It's Puglia. It's the heel of the boot.
hill.
Yes.
Okay. Any particular culture you like in Japan?
Well, there's the of course the cartoons, the anime culture is I like it. It's very different from cartoons in Europe, but also in general culture, food as well. It's I really like it. The religion as well. Like we've just seen the Meiji Shrine, and it's very different from like religious centers in Europe. So I would say everything. There's not something in particular.
Mhm. How do you feel about Meiji Shrine?
I think it's a bit touristic, but it was nice. Like there was a gong ceremony, and you could leave like little notes, like wishes. But I'm curious to see also more temples in Kyoto because I know it's like a more cultural center, spiritual center. So I'm curious about that, and I think it's nice, but uh, it's nice also that you can have to get to have the prayer when you're there. So it's the first one we visit, so it's cool.
Mhm. Are you believing some specific religion?
No, no.
Or you?
We usually Italians are raised Catholic, but I'm not. I don't believe anymore. Like it's more like a tradition.
Okay, okay. And how many days have you been here now?
We arrived yesterday night. Yes,
Oh,
we had a
yesterday.
delay with the flight, and we're staying for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you will trip to Kyoto too.
Yes, we're going to Kyoto, Osaka, Koyasan, Hiroshima, and Miyajima in the next days.
So you might doesn't go spend here so many for many days, but if you found any unique things.
Yes, so one of the first things we noticed this morning was like a lot of games that everybody plays. So like the gachapon or the slot machines, like the games where you go in the arcade places, and there's like so many of them, all full, and that's very different. I've never seen like maybe I've seen like two, three together sometimes, but they are like super concentrated and. I was wondering, like, how is a day like for like a Japanese? How is like when they go out with the friends? If they plan to go to these like arcade places, what do they do? I mean, I was just very curious, and I wish I had met someone or like someone could guide me because it's like very different, but it makes me very curious as well.
In Italy, there's an arcade too.
There's casinos, but you play mostly cards and you have some slot machines. And arcade are not as popular, I would say. I think they were more popular before, but like when there were no, I don't know, phones, and you could not play with the phone. So like in back in the days, like 80s or 70s, I think.
what's I see your story that about arcades a few in Italy, but what's arcade the game in Italy like a Dragon Ball fighting game or Pac-Man?
I don't know, because I've never played. I think maybe car games, like you play cars, like on the like we have the wheel and you play, or maybe you have like a sort of hockey, but with the disc that is like on air. So air hockey, I think it's called. Um, I don't know, and like I know I usually see them, but I've never played, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay, next subject that you spent only one day here.
Not even.
Okay. Did you feel anything different from different people looks for here to compare with Italy?
Okay, yes. On the one hand, a lot of people wear a lot of streetwear, so like t-shirts, like very large t-shirts, like large pants, cool shoes, jogging shoes. That's on the one side, and on the other side, I've seen a lot of girls wearing clothes that remind me of anime. So like I don't know, very colorful dresses and intense makeup. I think it reminded me of these anime. I don't know what is related to. And also I've seen a style that is like a schoolgirl kind of style, mostly for girls. But in general, I see like a very distinct styles compared to Italy, where few people have like a very particular style. I would say it's more like a standard.
Any T-shirt you'd like to bring back to?
Well, yeah, I would like to something that reminds me of Japan. So I don't know, like some Japanese style, like either like very traditional or like anime kind of thing, or like with Japanese writing would be nice. Or socks with sushi.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the
Thank
end
you.
of the interview. Thank
Bye.
you. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24.
Yeah. Just had my birthday.
Oh, your birthday today?
No. A few weeks ago.
Ah,
But I like forget that I'm 24 now because I've had my birthday. Yeah.
So, are you traveling?
Yes. Yeah, I've been traveling for a month now. Yeah, it's exciting.
Have you been to any other part of Japan?
Yes. So this is actually my last spot in Japan. I've been to Osaka, Kobe, Hiroshima, Kyoto. Is it Wakayama or Wakayama? Wakayama. And I just went and climbed Mount Fuji the other day as well. So that was really cool. Yeah.
Challenging.
Yeah, my legs are really sore today actually because I had to rush up really quick so that I could get the bus in time. Yeah.
So, how many days have you been staying in Tokyo?
I got here yesterday afternoon, so this is like my first full day in Tokyo.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so maybe it will be too short time to notice that difference between the Tokyo and any other part of the city. But any uniqueness?
Well, I actually just found it really bizarre that I was looking around the shops before and it was like hectic, and then I just come into this forest and I'm almost by myself. And there was some birds that I'd never seen before as well, which was really cool. I think I've seen a lot more tourists here than other parts of Japan. Is one thing that I've noticed straight away. But other than that, haven't been here long enough to notice too much difference. Yeah, a lot more people for sure though. Yeah.
You'd like to bring back to New Zealand when you were in Osaka, Kyoto, you felt?
What I really liked and have noticed in Japan versus living in New Zealand is that regardless of what job somebody is working here, they take really good care of it and they'll look after you and they want to do their best. Whereas in New Zealand, lots of jobs, people almost feel too good to be in them and they don't necessarily treat you as well as they should do. So that's just been a really refreshing part of the Japanese culture. Is like, yeah, no matter where you go, everyone's going to like really look after you and take pride in their job rather than like slumping around a bit. So that's definitely something. But yeah, everyone just seems to look out for each other here. It seems a very respectful place. And I sort of mentioned it to my friends and family back home that even though I'm somewhere that's like really heavily populated, it feels very peaceful because everyone's just kind of sees to themselves, which is quite cool. But yeah, I also, the food here is just so good. I'd love to take some of the food home back to New Zealand. But yeah, there are a few things that I've noticed.
Which food your favorite?
Out of all my foods,
From Japanese.
My favorite place in Japan, or favorite food. I don't know what it was called, but I went to a place in Kobe. It was is it an izakaya? Yeah, and it was this like flame grilled tortilla with teriyaki sauce and like cheese and stuff, and I've never tasted something so good before. As soon as like I had a piece, I asked the waitress to order me another one because it was so good. So something like that. Otherwise, just like the edamame, like if it's been flavored, has been really good. But I've tried so many foods here that I've never had before. So yeah, it's been really good. But yeah.
Have you had that edamame and teriyaki sauce in New Zealand?
Yeah, like we have edamame, but it's never really on the menu as like just edamame as itself. Like it'll be like stirred in with something. So it's just been quite nice having it as just like a snack food here. And I'm sure there is teriyaki sauce in New Zealand, but I've just never had it in that form before. It was really good. Yeah. I think the other thing as well is in New Zealand, it's actually quite expensive to eat out at restaurants. So I quite like how there's a big eating culture here because it means you can go out and try lots of different things and it not be too expensive. So I think that's probably a privilege here versus back in New Zealand. Yeah.
Many countries is to travel. You can have a choice to go, but what makes you to come to Japan?
Yeah. Well, I've wanted to come to Japan for quite a while, but I've actually got a friend who is studying here at the moment, so I kind of use that as an excuse to come. But I think it was just I'm doing a bit of traveling, so I've done a little bit in Malaysia and Thailand, and then next I go to Vietnam. So it was kind of just a wake-up call of not feeling too inspired with my regular life and just wanting to change it up a bit and do something different and find some inspiration elsewhere. And it's been like the best thing ever, like exposing myself to so many new different cultures, and especially doing it through the backpackers, you meet lots of people along the way. I encourage anyone who hasn't travelled yet to do so. But I think it was just in terms of what the deciding factor was, just deciding to do it and actually doing it and not waiting for the perfect time and just getting out there. I don't know if that answers your question, but it was a bit of a ramble. Yeah. But.
Any difference you felt between Malaysia, Thailand to Japan?
Yeah. And when I was in Thailand, I only went to Phuket. I'm doing the rest like after Vietnam, but I guess they're all geared up where tourism is their main point. Like that's how they make their money. So whereas Japan, they don't actually need tourists really. So you kind of have to fit into the way they want to do life rather than in Thailand they kind of fit their life around you because they want to cater to the tourists. So that's actually been quite a humbling experience, I think. It makes you not think, oh, it's my way or the highway. Just be like, okay, this is the way we do it here. This is the way I'm going to do it for a couple of weeks. Yeah. So I think that's like the main difference in terms of the cultural aspect is just you guys don't actually really need tourism. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds so interesting.
Yeah. But I noticed it like straight away, and I speak very, very small amount of Japanese and understand a couple of the terms. So I thought, oh, I'll be fine. And then I got here and like not too many people speak English. I was like, oh, okay, I was underprepared. But I think it's still easy enough to figure it all out. Yeah.
If you could speak in English, you could go to any countries. Not any feel like language barriers.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely like coming here, and majority of the people you interact with mainly just speaking Japanese has actually been like quite inspiring to like prioritize learning another language. I feel like we get so, especially if English is your first language, you get so used to being catered for, I guess, and that you don't necessarily need to indulge in other people's languages. But I think I definitely need to do that moving forward. But yeah, so I got like an app on my phone now to do a little bit each day, but it will take time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi,
So, what's your name?
Silke.
Zilka. And you are from Germany.
Yes, originally from Germany, but I live in France now for over 15 years already. So,
Oh, so long time.
yes.
So you can speak French.
Yes, yeah, better French than English probably, but yeah. Close.
Can I hear a bit of words from French?
Oui, bien sûr. Je m'appelle Zilke, j'habite à Nice. Voilà, ça fait 15 ans et je suis à Tokyo pour le travail, en fait. Je suis ici pour mon travail, voilà.
Okay. So, how many days have you been in Tokyo now?
1 week approximately. I arrived last Saturday and I'm going back tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So, have you been to any other part of Japan?
I went to the harbor in Yokohama.
Yokohama.
Yes, and today, because the other days I was really working, so I had no time. And I did lots of good restaurants, but no time during the day to visit.
So, is this a first trip to Japan?
No, it's second time. Yeah, I already came to Tokyo 6 years ago. Something like that.
6 years ago. Anything you felt difference between the past and the present now?
But since last time I came and this time,
Yeah.
or yeah, honestly, I can't tell because I've been very short, only for 3 or 4 days, and only with a business trip, so didn't have a lot of time to walk around and see or meet people. So it's difficult for me to say, but for sure the Japanese is a very welcoming culture. So very group oriented and very, yeah, let's say happy to take care of others. So I feel very welcomed here in Japan. I think it's a great country.
Any Japanese friends you
Friend is maybe a bit exaggerated, but I have somebody that I met 7 years ago, and he came to France. So I met him on Sunday because he's not working with me anymore, but we met anyway. So I know a bit about Japan thanks to him. So he lives here, and I talk to him on Instagram and Facebook. And when I'm here, we meet, and when he comes to Europe, we can meet as well. But it's not a friend; it's more somebody that I know and appreciate.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Up to you to judge.
Which food are your favorite from Japan?
You mean from Tokyo?
Tokyo, yeah.
It's the first time I came here, so I really enjoyed it. So I think it's very nice. I also liked a lot Yokohama. I now have my hotel in Shin Yokohama because it's where it's the office. So that's probably the place I enjoy least. And I would like to go to Osaka as well, but maybe next time because we also have an office in Osaka. So that's something I would see and go to the Japanese Alps and of course Fujiyama, but not this time. So maybe for future trip, my family and I have 2 children, and I would like to take them here too. So maybe we'll plan a trip to go to Japan next year. So that would be a good occasion. I can tell you more then.
About the difference between Western culture and Japan.
Yes, lots of differences, of course. But I really enjoy the Japanese culture. I think people are very respectful. I don't speak Japanese, but I know a few words, and I ask a lot of questions to my colleagues to understand what they say when they say certain things. So I think it's very respectful about the others, very helpful, very yes, thankful about what they have, and always thanking people for doing something. So I think that's a major difference. Also very disciplined, but that's for me a bit the same because I'm German, so I like to be on time. I like to make sure that everything is accurate and well organized. So that's probably a bit the same as German. I feel like German and Japanese have quite a lot of things in common. They are completely different, but there's maybe more things in common between German and Japanese than French and Japanese. So I enjoy that a lot, and yes, I think they're very polite people, and I love the Japanese cuisine or food. So I think it's very. We in France, we think, well, lots of people think that it's sushi and yakitori, but there's so much more to it. So I had dinner every night and all different stuff. So I really love Japanese food. I think it's probably one of the most or the best. So I like that a lot. So Japanese culture is also a lot about food, I would say, and then of course a long history. And yes, and I think they are quite open-minded people. It looks like they're very shut down and they don't share a lot of things and a bit introverted. But if you speak more with them and you spend more time, I actually have very good connections with the Japanese people. So I think it's just the time it takes to get to know them and maybe adapt a bit to their culture too. So of course we'll not touch somebody, but we'll not be very close like we do in France or Spain. But when I left today the office, they hugged me, so I thought it was a nice exchange. I think that's probably it. I don't have any other cultural. It's been too short, so I cannot say really a lot more about it. But then I listen to podcasts to understand a bit more.
So you are training in Japanese, do you?
Oh, the language? No, no. I know a few expressions, but I don't speak. So, but I would like to, but I don't have time for that. But yeah, for sure. I learned a few.